Welcome to the Cool FAB British Minibikes Championship. According to the championship organiser Roger Keys, the MiniGP70 class is the premier class at Cool FAB. Bailey Stewart Campbell goes off pole. Rossi Banham goes off P2. Great to see the riders improving, none more so than Rossi in the latter part of this season. Evan Belford goes off P3 with 17 podiums, 2 race wins this year. The champion's not taking part, by the way, Casey O'Gorman. James Rose Jr. comes next. Then he goes off P4. Off P5, it's Harrison Crosby riding the 69 bikes, 12 years of age from Ashford in Kent. Owen Mellor comes next from the northeast with 1 podium this year. Then comes Ollie Walker. Amazed he's not got a podium this year so far, Ollie Walker. Kyle Payne comes next off P8, 10 years of age from Thatcham. Off P9, it's Taylor Lawrence riding the 10 bike, 14 years of age from Gloucester. Then comes Alfie Davidson, the 9-year-old from Leyland in Lancashire. Going off P11 and well out of position, Sean Abel rides the 330 bike, 2 podiums this year. Then comes Finn Smart, he's got 1 podium as well this year, so also out of position. Saffron Watley for SRS International comes next, she goes off P13. Off P14, it's Joe Farraher, 12 years of age from Northwich in Cheshire. Then comes Holly Harris riding the 15 bike, the sister of Fraser Rogers, you'll know from BSB. And rounding out the 16 rider grid for MiniGP70, it's Thomas Gomez, but he's not on his traditional orange and black bike in this race. He's got a red and white machine. Needs to get the paint out for next season, does Thomas? Jake?
Well, this could be a really interesting last race of the season. Rossi Banham being so high up, he really could do with an absolutely fantastic end to his season to really spur the motivation for next year. Away they go, up the inside. That's going to be a bold lunge from Belford. He's not quite able to get there. Brave thinking, though. Love the idea. But he's managed to get himself up into 3rd position. Make that 2nd as he tucks in on the inside of Rossi Banham and now is in there behind Bailey Stewart Campbell. So a great start in the end from Belford as they get up towards the hairpin once again. But the leader of the race is the man 3rd in the championship standings, Bailey Stewart Campbell, running out in front of Belford and Banham. And this is a very exciting end to the season, in particular for Rossi Banham. 3rd position, he could well go further than that.
It will be interesting to see how competitive this race is without Casey O'Gorman in it, Jake, of course. He's not doing MiniGP50 or this MiniGP70 race this weekend, because as we said in the last race, he's already sold his bikes as Belford goes down the inside of Bailey Stewart Campbell, 2nd in the championship, 1st on track.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful from Belford. He timed that one to absolute blissful perfection, and that really worked out in his favour. Bailey Stewart Campbell not done yet, but already the two of them have started to drop Rossi Banham as Harrison Crosby leads the chase in there in front of Owen Mellor. Then it's Walker, Smart, Abel, Thomas Gomez on that red and white bike that we're still struggling to get used to seeing from him. Then Taylor Lawrence from Saffron Watley, Holly Harris and Joe Farraher, 13 of the minute. And it is going to be a really interesting run from here on in as Belford tries to get away from Stewart Campbell and Banham. Here we go. How about this one for a rock and roll battle? This is Crosby desperately trying to hang on in front of Mellor. And then we've got Ollie Walker in 6th position giving chase as well. And I have a feeling this 5-way scrap between Crosby, Mellor, Walker, Smart and Sean Abel is going to get a bit electric towards the end of this race. Vince Smart at the back of the queue for the moment.
That is Kyle Payne. He's not registering. He doesn't appear in the graphic on the left.
Ah, right. So there might be 14 in them.
Yeah, it doesn't look like, according to the timing, he's even in the race. But clearly he is. I think it's his transponder not working, but the 25 bike there. So let's just clarify. It is him in 6th place. Kyle Payne on the 25. Finn Smart there, you can easily see on the yellow bikes. They're quite easy to pick out, these bikes, from the drone, aren't they? That's Belford in front. Bailey Stewart Campbell with the orange wheels. Then Rossi Banham, who's having a great end to the season. The green bike clearly is Harrison Crosby. Then Mellor is on the blue bike, easy to spot. I'm talking about easy to spot up the inside of Crosby.
Then we have the silver machine, Hawkwind Special, 48 Ollie Walker, but up the inside of 2 of them is Finn Smart. What a move that was, as the 98 Thomas Gomez pulls off a couple of moves of his own, but Finn Smart just pulled off that dive at the inside there to get up into, what's that going to be, 6th position, I think, from what was originally, well no, it's going to be 6th position from 8th. Absolutely sensational to get past both of them in one fell swoop.
Terrific move, absolutely brilliant. This is the battle for second we're looking at. The leader, Evan Belford, he's doing a Casey O'Gorman and clearing off. We don't want to see that for next year. We'd like to see the championship and the race is a little bit more competitive, but Belford won't worry about that. Look how much that hump as they go across the start line affects the bikes. Amazing.
Yeah, it really does give you a massive vibration as you come over the top of that little crest, and it's a big shock to the system when it all goes through. The energy dissipates through the bike and it unsettles your stance. It's a really difficult part of the circuit to get right. Rossi Banham, third position. The way he has ended his 2018 season has been absolutely astonishing, and I'm going to put my money down on the table now and bet him as an underdog dark horse for the title in 2019. I can see him doing it.
I'm not sure he's such an underdog dark horse, Jake. I think he's just a dark horse indeed. I think he's a stalking horse for 2019. We remember seeing Rossi down the back of the field. He's not down the back of the field anymore. He's looking at second, can't quite get it done. 13's unlucky for some, but not for him. But great to see him ending the season on a high. And what will he do next year as Finn Smart looks like he's passed Harrison Crosby for another place?
Well, Crosby might have got his way back up the inside to challenge again, but it's fascinating watching Rossi Banham. Do you know what? He's learned so much over the course of this season. You saw 2 laps in succession there down the main straight. He had a crack at Bailey Stewart Campbell. But did he banzai and dive up the inside? No. He read the situation. He looked at what was coming. He realised what the bike might do in that situation. And what he's actually doing here is he's trying to suss out the move. Crosby's got back past Smart there. You could see for 5th position. But with Rossi Banham, he's trying to set Bailey Stewart Campbell up. He's trying to get inside his skin and he's trying to unsettle him. He's playing those psychological mind games to try and break down that armour, that iron wall that's keeping him in front of Rossi Banham. And he's doing a cracking job of just getting under his skin a little bit as these two continue to duel for second place. That tussle further back, by the way, between Crosby, Smart, Walker and obviously Carl Payne is still going strong. Gomez is leading the charge behind in front of Lawrence and Abel. But these two having a fantastic, stupendous battle. Evan Belford is long gone out in front. There he is, dealing with the back markers up the inside and makes a nice little lunge there at the hairpin. But for the moment, Stuart Campbell's just hanging on to Rossi Banham. If I'm Rossi, I'm going to use this back marker to my advantage. I'm going to try and see if I can catch out Bailey.
Yeah, and they're going to catch him right at the point of turning in, surely.
Joe Farragher.
Joe,
careful!
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I thought they were going to catch him, and they did, but it was Bailey Stewart Campbell that took advantage. You've got to use the traffic to your advantage. Here comes Smart again.
Lovely from Finn Smart as Harrison Crosby went on the inside line. He now takes it to the outside of the hairpin, gets a good draft, unsettled a little bit over the hook, but brilliant from Finn Smart. That was superb riding. The second Crosby defended to the inside. He went, right, I'll just go right round the outside of you, mate. Brilliant racecraft.
It's a great move. This is that battle with Finn Smart heading it. The battle for 5th. Crosby on the green bike. What a great battle this is.
Do you know, I love watching Finn Smart. Every single race, guaranteed, he always provides entertainment. He is one of the most stylish, classy riders you're ever going to see in this championship. And I do believe that has now put him up into 4th position. What's happened to Owen Mellor? I think he's down the order, is he? No, sorry, Mellor is still there. I apologise. So Finn Smart is there in 5th position. He's got a bit of a lead on Crosby and Walker as they battle away. Is that Thomas Gomez? That's Thomas Gomez, the 98 is in the mix there. Brilliant ride back from him.
Yeah, he needs to get an orange and black bike there, Jake. I'm not happy with those colours.
It's tough to look at, isn't it?
Get the spray paint out during the winter, Thomas. Get that orange and black thing going back on.
Well, he's dealt with Ollie Walker for the moment as Finn Smart now closes up on Joe Farragher. I've just spotted Owen Mellor. That's why I got it wrong before. Apologies there. But look at this too. Again, battling away. Bailey Stewart Campbell and Rossi Banham all over the back of him. He's practically clambering on the pinion behind him as he tries to come through in a second place. This is terrific stuff from Rossi Banham as he reels into Bailey Stewart Campbell. He's just trying again to get under his skin. If he can have that little opportunistic manoeuvre, he's going to get this second position spot. But Bailey is soaking up the pressure beautifully.
And we've already seen bikes going down on this track, so we know it doesn't matter, as you see Evan Belford with this huge lead over these pair, of course, but that doesn't matter because this track is so bumpy, anything can happen to the rider out front at any time. So that's why ideally you want track position here. Rossi will want to get past him, because if the leader goes down, suddenly you're the leader.
Watch Rossi again on the exit. See, look, this is a bit of a difficult position for Bailey Stewart-Campbell to be in, but he read the middle of the circuit there. Absolutely timed the line to perfection. If he had got a little bit too close to that inside apex, that could have unsettled the bike. He probably would have been able to keep the balance, but that could have cost him a couple of tenths as Thomas Gomez now makes the move on the inside of Ollie Walker. Not going to get there. So this is brilliant racing from these guys as they duel over sixth. It is Crosby, Walker, Gomez, and at the back of the queue, I think that is still Kyle Payne. So a really good battle between these two as they run together. That is, I think, that is the race leader still, Evan Belford, out in front. I haven't seen him for a while. Forgot what he looks like for a moment. It's been that long.
Look at the hump in the track. Look at the hump in the track there.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Lots of little ripples in the track, and that's why nothing's secure. If you're leading by a mile, it doesn't matter on this track. You can easily go down, especially when you're leaning the bikes over so aggressively as these kids are. They learn at a very early age how to get your knee slider on the floor.
Well, apologies there to Evan Belford. I forgot to give him the credit for being that far out in front. But when you're watching these two stuck for second position, it's easy to mislay the 52. But Evan Belford dominating out in front. Rossi Banham still trying to get under the skin of Bailey Stewart-Campbell as Evan Belford just checks every hairpin, just looks across, sees what they're doing. Oh, I've got this, I've got plenty of space. But this is the last lap, and we've seen several times before at Tattershall, you can go into the last lap thinking you've got a big lead and it all disappears. Rossi Banham knows he's only got a few corners to try and get into second place past Bailey Stewart-Campbell.
Front end of Bailey Stewart-Campbell's bike there nearly went down. It just went over a little hump in the track, just managed to hold it together. But this is Evan Belford, the race leader on the last lap. What a comfortable victory. We need you to slow down a little bit, Evan, for next year. we want a little bit more competition at the front of the field now that Casey's gone.
I love the 52 bike livery there. Look at the graffiti all over it. He's a very cool kid, is Evan Belford, and he's absolutely mastering this final race of the year. He comes out of the final turn, and Belford bows out in absolute jubilant style. Terrific end to the season. Very close between these two. Goodness. Bailey Stewart-Campbell and Rossi Banham taking it to the end, but it is Stewart-Campbell who finishes ahead. There is Owen Mellor. Credit to him in fourth place, basically in no man's land for most of that race. But who's going to get the fifth position? Well, that's going to be Finn Smart. Who's going to get sixth, though? Because it's Crosby, Walker, Gomez, and Kyle Payne at the back of the queue still. Looks like it's going to be in that order. Finn Smart comes home in fifth from Crosby, Walker, Gomez, and Kyle Payne on the 25. An issue with the transponder, but still there or thereabouts. And this looks like it's going to go right down to the wire as well. Very close indeed between these two. Goodness me. A nice end to the year then for Saffron Watley and Holly Harris. But Evan Belford comes through in front of Bailey Stewart-Campbell as the winner. Rossi Banham in third from Owen Mellor and Finn Smart rounding out the top five. A great end to the season for Evan Belford, who not only got the victory in the final race of the year, but also did so in both race 1 and race 2 to finish off the season on a high. Proof that when Casey O'Gorman's not around, there's another dominant pair of heels in the circuit. So it's Casey O'Gorman, the champion, Evan Belford in second. Bailey Stewart-Campbell finishes up third, with Rossi Banham holding off Sean Abel to clinch fourth in the standings.